with 1 left over, so it's 1 1/5. Our next problem, 6 minus 1/6. Well, it's a subtraction, so we need to change it. 6 plus a negative 1/6. Okay, now we go back to our addition problems, and we need to check the denominators. The first one does not have a denominator, so we put it over 1. The other one has a 6, so they're not common yet, but we can do that real easy. We have 6 over 1, and we have negative 1 over 6. So we take the bottoms of each, and we're going to multiply the opposite. So the 1 gets multiplied by the 6 that's on the bottom fraction. And the bottom fraction gets multiplied by the 1. So 6 times 6 is 36 over 6. And the 1 times 1 is 1 over 1 times 6, which is 6. They are different, so we're going to subtract them. 36, take away 1 is 35 over 6. 36 is larger than 1, so it's positive. We could leave it like that, or we go 6 goes into 35 5 times with 5 left over. So it could be, as a mixed number, 5 and 5, 6. We're going to move on to our next problems. I'm going to do a little cleaning up so we have some room. Okay, number 9, negative 4/5 minus 7/8. So this is subtraction, we need to change it to addition. Negative 4/5 plus a negative 7/8. Now we have addition, we need a common denominator. 5 and 8 are not common, so we need to change them. Negative 4/5, negative 7/8. The bottom is an 8, so we multiply the top fraction by 8. The top is a 5, so we multiply the bottom fraction by 5. So we get negative 32 over 40 and negative 35 over 40. They have the same sign, so we're going to add them together and get negative 67 over 40. The sign is negative because they're both negative. Okay, we could leave it like this, or we could change it to 40 goes into 67 once, with 27 left over. So negative 1 and 27/40. That 1 looks kind of crazy, but we can make it look like that, make it look more like a 1. Okay, next problem. Negative 1/3 plus 3/8. It's an addition problem. Negative 1/3, 3 and 8 are not common, so we need a common denominator. Top one multiplied by 8, bottom one by 3. It's one's addition, one's subtraction, so we're going to subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1 over the bottom, which is 24. Don't change the bottom. 9 is larger than 8, so it's a positive. Does not reduce, so that one's complete. Next problem. (9/5) plus (-4/3). It's an addition. 5 and 3 are not common, so we need a common. I should say common denominator because that's the proper term. So I'm going to multiply the top one by 3, the bottom one by 5. That gives me 27 over 15 and 20 over 15. They're different, so we subtract. 27, take away 20 is 7 over 15. 27 is larger, so it's positive. And 7 over 15 does not reduce. The next portion that we're going to be talking more about is the mixed number part. We've done the simple fractions, so I'm going to clear my board and I'm going to write up some mixed numbers and we'll do some adding and subtracting on those. I know it's very quiet right now, but I will get to talk to you again really quickly here. Just takes a little time to write because these are longer problems. Okay, this should finish us up for this section. So our next problem, 3 6/7 plus -1 1/7. They're different. Yes, they're different. So we're going to subtract them. They have a common denominator of 7. So let's set it up and do the subtraction. So we have 6/7 and 1/7. You can take 1 from 6, it gives you a 5. And 3 minus 1 is 2. So our answer is 2 5/7. And 3 is larger than 1, so it's a positive. Next problem. 2 1/3 plus 1 2/3. They're both positive. They have the same denominator of 3, so we're going to add them together. One-third plus 2/3 is 3/3. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3/3 is 1. So we add 1 to the 3 and make it a 4. 2 is larger than 1, so our answer is positive. Let's move on to the harder problems. Okay. So negative 2 and 5/6 minus negative 1 and 1/4. First off is a subtraction. We need to change the second one to addition and change its sign. This gives us negative 2 and 5/6, put that in parentheses, plus negative 1 and 1/4. They have different different denominators. This one has a 6, that one has a 4. So we need to get them alike. So we're going to multiply the top one by 4, the bottom one by 6. Okay, they are both negative. So they have the same sign, so we're going to add them together. 20 plus 6 is 26. "24 goes into 26 once. Don't forget your negatives. And with 2 left over. 2 over 24 reduces by 2 to 1/12. Now we got to go back and pick up our negative 2 and our negative 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So we'll add that on, and we get negative 4 and 1/12 for an answer. Little more work. That's okay. You can handle it. Let's do our last problem. Whoops. One and 2/5 minus 3 and 1/4. Subtraction, we need to change it to addition. And we also change the sign of the second one to a negative. 1 and 2/5 minus 3 and 1/4. We need to have common denominator. So let's set this up. Okay, so 4 times 2/5, 8 over 40. 5 times 1/4. 8 over 20. And 5 times 1/4, 5 over 20. So I now have 1 and 8/20 minus 3 and 5/20. 3 and 5/20 is larger, so we're going to take the other one from that. Okay. Can I take 8 from 5? No. So I need to borrow. And since this is a 20, I borrow 20, make that a 25. Now I can subtract. 25, take away 8 is 17. So I have 17 over 20, and 2 take away 1 is 1. Last thing I need is my sign. 3 is larger than 1, so I take the negative. So I get negative 1 and 7/20. So if you have any questions on these or anything else, my email is kebrown@sad4.org. I look forward to hearing from your questions. and we'll see you again real soon.